Imagine a single moment that could have changed the course of history. This happened in 1918, when a British soldier named Henry Tandey chose not to shoot a wounded enemy soldier. That soldier was none other than the man who would later become the leader of Nazi Germany during World War II. An ordinary man, Tandey had a chance to change the course of history with just one pull of the trigger. Yet in that moment, he chose compassion over aggression. He decided to spare the life of his enemy, a decision that was guided by his humanitarian instincts and the circumstances of the moment. A decision that, unbeknownst to him, would have profound implications for the world. But what if Tandey had made a different decision that day? Who was Henry Tandey, and why did he choose not to take the shot? Let's delve into this fascinating historical moment. Henry Tandey was a decorated British soldier serving in World War I. His bravery and dedication to duty were unmatched, earning him the highest military honor, the Victoria Cross. But Tandey's name is often remembered for a different reason. In a fateful encounter during the Battle of Marcoing in 1918, he came face to face with a wounded German soldier. This soldier was none other than the future leader of Nazi Germany. Under different circumstances, Tandey might have shot the enemy soldier, but in that moment he made a decision that would reverberate through history. He chose not to pull the trigger. Why did he make this choice? Tandey was a soldier, yes, but he was also a human being. He saw before him a wounded man, not a future dictator. His decision was guided by his humanitarian instincts, a testament to his character even amidst the horrors of war. But what would have happened if Tandey had chosen differently? Let's delve into the realm of what if. What could have happened if Tandey had taken the shot? Imagine a world where Tandey's bullet had found its mark. The leader of Nazi Germany, who played such a pivotal role in World War II, would have been a footnote in history, a soldier who fell during the Great War. This single decision could have fundamentally altered the course of the 20th century. However, the absence of one figurehead doesn't necessarily mean the absence of a movement. Nazi Germany's leadership was not a one-man show. It was a confluence of ideological extremism, economic desperation, and political opportunism. Had the Führer fallen, other figures within the Nazi regime might have risen to power. Heinrich Himmler, Joseph Goebbels, or Hermann Göring could have stepped into the void. Each of these men had their own visions for the Third Reich, and each would have led Germany down a different path. Himmler, the mastermind behind the SS, might have pursued a path of even more ruthless racial purity. Goebbels, the propaganda minister, could have focused on shaping the world's perception of the Reich, seeking to win hearts and minds rather than territory. Göring, the head of the Luftwaffe, might have prioritized military dominance even more heavily, potentially altering the strategies and outcomes of key battles. Of course, this is all speculation. We can't truly know how these alternate histories would have unfolded. Maybe without their charismatic leader, the Nazi movement would have fizzled out, or perhaps it would have grown even more extreme. Yet, it's interesting to ponder these possibilities. It's a reminder of the enormous impact that one decision can have. A single act of mercy, a single pulled trigger. It's also a reminder of the complexity of history. Our world is shaped by countless decisions, large and small, and each one sends ripples through time, affecting everything that comes after. Yet history is not so simple to predict. There are, of course, counter-arguments to this scenario. It's important to recognize that history is not a simple chain of cause and effect. It's a complex web of interconnected events, decisions, and circumstances, all of which contribute to the final outcome. One might argue that even if Tandey had taken the shot, the Nazi regime might have still risen to power. After all, it was a product of a multitude of social, economic, and political factors that were deeply ingrained in German society at the time. The absence of one leader might not have been enough to derail its rise. Furthermore, there were other influential figures within the regime who could have potentially taken up the reins. The course of World War II might have taken a different turn, but it's difficult to say with certainty whether it would have been any less devastating. It's also worth noting that predicting outcomes in alternate scenarios is fraught with challenges. History is not a science. It doesn't follow a set of fixed laws. It's influenced by countless variables, many of which are unpredictable and beyond human control. That said, considering these hypothetical scenarios can still be a valuable exercise. It allows us to reflect on the interconnectedness of historical events, the role of individual decisions, and the unpredictability of outcomes. The course of history is shaped by a myriad of factors, not just single decisions. As we delve further into our exploration of history, let's keep this complexity in mind. Yet, the story of Tandey and that fateful decision remains a fascinating study. As we have traversed the historical landscape, we've pondered the implications of one man's choice in the grand tapestry of time, a decision that could have potentially altered the course of World War II and, in turn, the world we live in today. We've examined the hypothetical scenario of a world without the leader of Nazi Germany, and explored how different figures within the Nazi regime might have risen to power in his absence. We've also addressed counterarguments and complexities, acknowledging the resilience of the regime and the influential role of other figures. But what this exploration truly underscores is the profound impact of individual decisions. Each choice, each action we make, no matter how small it may seem, carries within it the potential to shape the world around us. From the seemingly insignificant choices in our daily lives, to the momentous decisions made on the battlefield, every decision is a drop of water causing ripples in the pond of history. In the grand scheme of things, we may feel like mere specks in the universe. But just as Tandey's decision had the potential to alter the course of history, so too do our choices have the power to create change, to influence events, and to shape the future. So, we leave you with this question: how much can a single decision shape the course of history?